Shout out to Casey Reeves for the lovely music on the comeback. I know Travis is a big fan. You can check out Casey performing all around St. Louis. Guys, it's Chris Dem and Travis Charles. We are live and we're back. Fun second part of the show plan. We got the Great American Race, Fair or Foul, with a wonderful prize, $10 to Buzz's Hawaiian Grill on the line. Travis, some WWE news, other things. But first, let me tell everybody, we've got a comedy show coming up. Our friend Ryan Singer dropped us a line. You know him. He's been on the WTF podcast with Mark Maron.
Directed X-Men, I believe.
Nope, that's not the same guy.
Okay.
Ryan Singer, very, very funny stand-up comedian. We'll have Tommy Mosslander, one of our new interns. He'll open, and Angela Smith is going to feature. Local favorite, Angela Smith. Love her and love her comedy. Ryan Singer, that is April 22nd, and that's a Monday. It's an 8 o'clock show, so you can get home, get to bed as soon as you get your laughs in. Any industry folks that want to come out, get your tickets online at metrotix.com. That's Ryan Singer. Tickets are only $12. That's pretty great. Ryan's been on IFC's Marin, the TV version. He had a very regular role in that, several short films, other things. He's very, very funny, and he's a big paranormal guy. Big into the aliens, big into the ghosts.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if that's going to make a certain camera pop up with interest.
Oh, boy.
But,
boy.
Oh,
doctor.
my.
Doctor.
Gardner, can we do a seance to get the paranormal community in St. Louis behind this comedy show?
I got my crystals here.
Don't be bringing that devilness in here. Don't be bringing that devil. I bring blessed oil. I bring my mama in here to pray for all y'all. Y'all better knock that off.
What's prayer going to do, Travis?
Come out April 22nd, see Ryan Singer. And you know where it's at? The Kranzberg Arts Center studio. So it's on Grand, the Big Brothers Big Sisters building. Very cool little venue, holds about 100 people. So let's fill it up. Ryan Singer, April 22nd, presented by We Are Live and the Kranzberg Arts Foundation.
Tommy Mosslander, who will be there as well.
Opening. He's also going to be working the door.
He likes
Welcome to internship.
He likes the ghost tours as well.
He did. He came in for his interview, and when I was like, all right, get out of here, him and Gardner talked for 74 minutes about the various locations and haunted places and possible abduction sites.
And where we might end up going for tours in the future. So,
Damn it.
What? What, Travis?
You and your little ghost tours. You're a freak.
Oh, you're over there talking about prayer, and I can't talk about ghost tours.
Maybe he's talking about the Holy Ghost.
Why don't you do something grown and adult-like? Like watch WrestleMania for 4 hours.
What can you fill me in on what happened before you get to the whole WrestleMania 4-hour breakdown? What was this? I saw a clip. It involved Bret the Hitman Hart,
Right.
and a gentleman coming in. It looked very staged until punches started getting thrown from the gentleman who was tackled. Can you break it down? Did you see it? Do you want me to break it down? Do you want to break it down? This is big news in the world, not just your kayfabe world.
Over the weekend, WrestleMania took place in New York City.
In New York.
And the great Bret the Hitman Hart was giving a speech inside the ring with his lovely niece Natalia, who is also a professional wrestler inside of WWE. And out of nowhere, halfway through his speech, this figure just comes sliding into the ring and immediately tackles both Bret Hart and Natalia to the ground. Now, for maybe a brief second, folks thought maybe this is part of the act, but it became very clear that it was not, as nearly 25 other wrestlers immediately entered the ring to let this bystander know that he had messed up big time.
Well, and then, too,
This is part of the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. They have it before WrestleMania. So it's a very subdued. They invite the fans. It's at an arena.
Full house.
It's a full house. So the lower level is mainly officials, wrestlers, family members of those associated with the WWE. So the floor seating is mainly WWE personnel. This gentleman somehow made his way onto that floor and then made his way to the ring that was acting as a stage for all the speeches, and it immediately got very nasty very quickly. I don't know if Gardner has any of the footage, but the fact is that the guy jumps into the ring, and you can see just a horde of incredibly fit men jump in, and let's just say they took their shots.
One of the first people over there was 6'7", probably 270-pound Travis Brown, former UFC heavyweight title contender, who is also Ronda Rousey's husband.
Yes.
So when I saw that, I was like, boy, that bald-headed guy's big, and oh my God, that's Travis Brown, landing some ground and pound on the guy when he was already dogpiled by about 5 or 6 other dudes. And as they escorted him from the ring, he probably took 3 or 4 more good shots to the face on the way out. Like I'm sure they won't release it. Maybe he'll release it himself. That guy's got to be tuned up, because that was probably viewed as like, well, you landed on a free space, buddy. Now we're going to get our shots.
That's essentially how it works. Like the guy, and the reason why it's a free-for-all, because one, you're trespassing, so
well, and it's a guy's moment. Like, whatever you think about it, like, it's a guy's moment. It's a Hall of Fame thing. There's his niece in there. This is a very prestigious thing. He's celebrating his career, and then it just you're really, thankfully nothing crazier was done, but you're really taking your chances making it out in one piece in that situation.
I've heard wrestlers before. They've talked about it on podcasts. I know Chris Jericho's mentioned it, but they have said on numerous occasions where when a spectator finds themselves in that ring, those wrestlers have been all but trained to react like they would a fighter. If someone that's not supposed to be there is there, you are basically giving full reign to do whatever you need to do to get that person out of the ring. And I can tell you, you can call wrestling fake. You can make fun of the athletes. You can talk about the supplements all you want. When you are next to these guys, you would never say half the things that you probably whisper with your friends inside of a bar about professional wrestling. These guys are real athletes. These guys can absolutely destroy you. And to tick them off is probably not the smartest thing to do. For the vast majority of these professional wrestlers, these guys are as nice can get. I've seen them at these events at WrestleMania where they take all the time to meet with fans. They do a lot of things with Make-A-Wish. So these guys, for the most part, are kind of big teddy bears. But like most large individuals who spend a good majority of their day working out, something's in them when somebody is in a place they're not supposed to be. And if you've seen any of the footage online, it is simply 8, 9, 10 guys, average muscle weight. You're looking around 230, 245 pounds. And as Chris mentioned, one would happen to be a former UFC fighter. So, yeah, that guy got tuned up pretty quickly.
And you're not talking – and that's the thing where you're just like, man, you're going to take blows from these – that's not a good thing. So everything's all right with the Hitman, though.
Well, yeah, Hitman, he was briefly hospitalized, but it sounds like everything is okay. I don't know what has happened to the individual. I would imagine we'll get some news on that some point today. But, yeah, he definitely got tuned up. And I would imagine he's looking at some serious jail time. Like, he's looking at serious jail time.
We can get him with an assault charge, trespassing.
You can get him with a lot. In that situation, and considering that Bret the Hitman Hart actually did end up going to the hospital, I would not be surprised if this guy is looking at real jail time. I don't know what he was thinking, if he was on anything. If it was a dare, it was an incredibly stupid dare because, as Chris just mentioned, that's just some of the camera shots we've seen of the action come from fans. Mm-hmm. I would imagine that before stadium security got to the guy, that there were some ribs lightly broken, some jaws probably out of place.
It's one thing, like, you get a guy who's
That's Bret the Hitman Hart. This guy's an icon. He's a hero to all of those guys. All those guys who came to his defense, the only reason why they're in professional wrestling is because of Bret the Hitman Hart. So that's not only just a guy that's associated with your company, that's your childhood hero getting attacked.
Yeah, there's emotion involved.
There's
so
a ton of emotion involved.
You're not just going to get contained.
Exactly. You're not going to be like, hey, guys, break it up. It's like, wait, that's my hero, and I'm 6'7", 250 pounds, pure muscle? Oh, I'm going to kick some ass. Mm-hmm. So I guess we're going to find out about that guy later today. But outside of that, Chris, the prize fighting event, that is WrestleMania. And absolutely barn burner. Just a great we had Kofi Mania, first African-American to win the World Championship belt for WWE. Just a seminal moment. What a great time for wrestling. Women fought. The women were a part of the main event.
So
Becky Lynch now has both women championship titles. What a night.
You're into violence against women.
I'm into women defending themselves and fighting for what they think is right. And that's what they did last night. I'm so proud of you. And then Dave Bautista, you know him as, that one guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, Drax. You've seen that movie.
Yeah,
he wrestled Triple H. And he lost. And then he retired. I guess making a lot of money with Marvel films is a great way to go.
Probably made a little cash last night.
I would imagine that the WWE shelled out some dough for him to do that. Kurt Angle officially retired. He's now done with the WWE. He's given a lot. He's given us many memories, Chris. We all remember when he drove the milk truck into the ring and then he sprayed Stone Cold Steve Austin with a bunch of milk.
Is that
God, that was
code?
a great moment.
Is he saying
no,
something
that was
wrong?
real milk.
Was it just a white truck and Travis
No, it was a milk and it was a truck and he sprayed the entire ring and Austin with the milk. It was a good time. It was a WrestleMania moment. And then, of course, you can't have WrestleMania.
Milk the chickens.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Without a little... Hulk Hogan showed up. Hulk Hogan was president.
He is a real American.
Hulk Hogan came
Fights
out.
for the rights of most men.
No, some men at all. So, yeah, that was a thing. But outside of that, it was a delightful show. The replay you can catch right now on the WWE Network for all those who are subscribers. Gardner, will you check it out? Gardner, will you take the time to watch a few minutes?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, nor should you. You got to watch some Joe Rogan podcasts.
Oh, that's
later.
right.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, my goodness. I can't
It's
wait.
a big one.
Looking forward to that. I mean, I've eaten a lot of, you know what? Going in with a positive thoughts. Positive thoughts.
What are those positive thoughts?
He does what I do for a living.
Yeah.
Podcasting. So, I mean, I'm sure that's going to be very fascinating to watch.
Which one are you going to listen to?
I'll probably listen to I started some of the Kevin Hart because some of it was on Twitter. So I'll start some of that. And what presidential candidate do you have on recently? Anyone?
Yang.
Was it Yang?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give him maybe a listen.
Is that the guy who's against circumcisions?
Yeah, something like that. Him and Ben
he was-
Shapiro are teaming up to debate each other over circumcisions. Which
I
of
don't know
course-
what's up with that. Andrew Yang's thing, his big thing is universal basic income and the rise of artificial intelligence taking away jobs that we're right on the cusp of.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We're getting to the meat of the primary season. Now we're getting to the point where everybody's
Oh,
skeletons are
hang
now
on.
out.
7 more Democrats just declared.
Damn it! Every time I get a grasp of the first 16, 14 more show up out of nowhere.
Right.
There's this new guy that showed up, and I did the thing like when you're hosting a house party. Why are you here? What purpose are you? Who do you know in this room?
Who invited
Why,
you?
Who invited you? Well,
It's
how
like-
did
let me
you?
see-
It'd be
Do-
like
do you have
me
your
showing
ticket,
up
sir?
to a pavilion in Forest Park
Oh,
on a
boy.
weekend
Right.
during
boy.
the spring or summer.
Oh,
Maybe even like this past weekend.
All right, so you went to Forest Park and you tried to grill. Were you going to actually grill, or you just wanted to see if people would be grilling? Be honest.
They be grilling.
They be grilling, but were you there to grill, or were you there just to chastise those who had took the time to prepare for grilling on such a nice weekend?
I was there to see people were there to grill so I could grill you today.
And was it the case?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Oh, what do you want me to do? My people love nice weather. My people like cooking for their friends
You
and
know what
family
Jess
when it's
said?
nice
You're
weather.
going to appreciate this.
Okay.
She's sweet. She goes, at least they're really involved with their families that
At least
way.
those people are.
Black people love their families.
She's like, we need to do that more.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
that's what you want.
Oh, she said, ooh, yeah. I would tread lightly.
Man, you don't want me to describe my Saturday night.
Okay.
I hung out with my family.
Oh, yeah, you did hang out with JPD. It was JPD's 27th birthday. Hold on, camera 3. Got to give a shout out.
Okay.
Hold on,
All
I'm just
right.
saying I didn't get a
All
chance to
right.
on Friday. I
All
guess I
right.
kind of did. JPD, how you doing, baby girl? Looking young as ever. I saw you. Did you have your Daisy Dukes
right.
on? Happy birthday.
All right.
Okay. So what did you do for your mother's
Oh,
birthday?
we already talked weekends. We don't have to do that.
No. We got to. No, we have to know.
No,
we
no.
just have to know, Chris. You travel down to Farmington. You on the side road with your lady, and we had sweet potato pie, and then we had shoehorn races, and then we got on the horses and we galloped on down to the ranch, and then we went on down to the valley where we went down to the fishing hole, and then we put on our Chuck boots, and we sat up here and we thought about, oh, ain't that a daisy? Oh, remember that time when Wyatt Earp used to come down to the Is that
Oh my
is
God!
that how that was going to go?
That's the best thing you've ever done.
What
Is that how that's
What
going
has
to
happened?
go?
And it's like you were there.
Oh, there's a snake in my boots. Oh my goodness.
What's a shoehorn race?
Yeah,
I don't know. That's what they do in Farmington. We were bobbing for apples, and then we threw the apples in the air and took our shotguns and shot them. Shot it to the core. Then we took the little seeds and we buried it in the farm, and now we're going to have apple pie later in the summer. Got nice ripe molasses. Go along with our bush light. And then grandma came down and we did some jug racing. And then we got our jugs out, and the same jugs we raced with, we made instruments out of. Old sweet old Farmington, down in the old South, 90 minutes from St. Louis. It was like I grew up in St. Louis, but I didn't. I had a farm. I wasn't rich. I was poor, though we had multiple acres.
That was my weekend with my family.
There we go.
Can we do a live event of
Oh
shoehorn
my
races
God.
now?
I want to go to a shoehorn race.
I think I accurately described
Shoehorn
that.
races. Do-da, do-da. Yeah, shoehorn races. That's interesting.
Old grandma would tell old tales and be like, oh, you know, when Jesse James would come through here on the trains and the tractors, that's what we did down in Farmington. We would just bobbing for apples. We would ride our horses on down to the town, and we would stop by the old Piggly Wiggly. Old grandma would come out back in her rocking chair and be like, oh, hey, who's that on my yard? Is that Emmett Till? Is that Harriet Tubman? Just assume that's how the conversations go. I think I'm pretty accurate, right? Yeah? Okay. Gonna get some of this molasses, gonna put on your pancake, but we a Waffle House here. You know what Grandpa used to say? A waffle a day, keep the germs away, and the Germans. Just assume that's how.
Yeah, it was a good weekend.
But your grandparents and everybody are doing fine?
Yeah,
Your
it's
family's
good.
doing good,
Great
though?
meal. Great
Everything's
meal.
doing okay? They did do?
Get your
okay.
fair fouls
That's
in.
fine. Okay.
The Great American Race. It's a segment we do. I choose someone to take Travis down a couple points on the credit score. He chooses someone. And Gardner even has a live scoring system. Who do we have this week, Gardner?
In terms of the stories?
Yeah,
Or
what are we working with
Let's
here?
start with where we left off with the credit
Oh,
score.
please.
All right, let's see it. Put that bad boy in the corner of the screen.
We're
And
one weekend. Hold on, Travis.
Okay, I thought I was going to be able to do it with the...
Try it again.
All right, and action. Boop.
There you
Oh,
go.
damn it. I got to figure out what's up.
Yeah.
There it
That's where
is.
the open space is.
There it
There
is.
you go.
Okay. Almost
Got it?
got it.
Got it? Okay.
So Chris is at 810. Travis is at 710. Both credit scores are good enough for us to probably get a condo right across the street from Busch Stadium. So we're looking good right now.
Yeah. That's if they just allow you to buy based on credit score if there's no other.
Yeah, I hope there
Criteria
isn't. I
issues.
hope
Yeah,
there isn't.
yeah.
Well, it depends on how well we run out a fly ball, actually. That's a requirement for being on the team.
You hustle. Not the hustle you're thinking of. Travis.
Right.
Damn it.
Then you're in too. It'd be scrappy.
Chris kicked my ass last week. Got to admit, he had a story.
Yeah.
It was a heartbreaking story. Completely kneecapped my community. One of the queens went too far, and so I suffered the consequences.
And
Because
then
of that.
I had to veto your original story last
I
week,
did
which lost you some points.
that involved manslaughter. So
Yeah.
less manslaughter stories seems like the way to go, and that's what I went with this time.
Okay, so the Great American Race, if you could briefly detail.
Very simple. What we do here on this show, almost every day, we try to determine which race is more important.
But I'll be back.
Rich Waste.
Rich race. And that is between the blacks and the whites. Chris represents the whites. I represent the blacks. Pretty simple math, right?
Rich Waste broke a record for most jet skis sold in all of the Lake Ozark area.
It's got to be
last month.
Got to be probably,
Rich Waste.
Not gonna lie, probably the Hispanics on that one. They know about the waters and they know about the boats. So the fact of the matter is that we come up with stories that we believe are going to be disparaging to each other's communities, and the very objective arbiter that is known as Chris Gardner will determine how many points off the credit score needs to be removed based on each other's stories. Obviously, because the financial systems are racist, I start at a disadvantage.
Trav, why don't you kick it off this week? What do you got?
Oh, boy.
And at the end of the month, we'll declare a winner.
Oh, boy.
We do it on a monthly basis.
Yes, we do. So right now, last month, blacks won. Previous month, the whites. So we're 1-1 heading into April. So I would like to start off with something that I would imagine is incredibly embarrassing for your community because it looks like it's been infiltrated. But not only has it been infiltrated, there has been one of your folks who I would imagine is a turncoat. That man, Billy Ray Cyrus. That's right. Billy Ray Cyrus seen here next to Lil Nas X.
Cyrus?
Lil Nas X is a hip-hop artist who came up with the song Old Town Road. And it was making waves on Billboard on the country charts.
But not number one.
But Billboard didn't care for it. Billboard
didn't make it
said
to number
didn't
one,
have,
though, did it?
It was rising the charts, Chris. It was rising. And then
Just like
Billboard,
y'all always do.
Billboard said, nah, it's
Y'all
not
be
country
rising.
enough. It's not country enough. We were appalled.
here.
Can't sit. That's what they told us. We let Post Malone make a rap album.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You guys did. That was.
But
nice.
Lil Nas X can't get no love from you, Billboard. So Billy Ray Cyrus,
Should have been Lil Nas Can of Grizzly.
Mr. Don't Tell My Heart, My Achy Breaky Heart, and father of one, Miley Cyrus, decided to team up with Lil Nas X. And wouldn't you know it, number one song on iTunes right now was the remix to Old Town Road.
Remix, though, is number one.
Now,
Now,
Billy
who was
Ray
added into
decided
it?
to jump on board and said, hey, if I ain't country enough, I don't know what country is. So it is moving now up the charts, and even the folks at Billboard had to show love and respect as this track.
And you're choosing Billy Ray as a detriment to whites.
Yes, because he's now one of us. This is the equivalent of LeBron James turning his back on his people.
Can I say this?
Billy Ray Cyrus was country, is country. He is a white man's white man. And he is teamed up with a young black man for a rap song in order for it to infiltrate country music. That's right. Billy Ray Cyrus has opened the door for country music to be blacker. That has to be a scary thought for whites everywhere. And that it wasn't just us who did it. It was one of your own.
Shiny bolo tie makers just really gearing up for a big spring.
Oh, it's going to be, man. You ain't seen nothing yet. Y'all going to see us up in Nashville. We about to clown. We about to have Jordan boots on. We about to, oh, man. We going to have, like, we're going to put rims on our horses. I don't even know how we going to do that, but we going to put rims on the horses. And don't let us find out. Don't let us put beats on our horses. Us just galloping down Broadway, and you just hear our boom, 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 boom. Just, oh, the bass coming out the horse. Y'all ain't gonna know what to do. Oh, and here's another thing. We about to eat so many carrots. Oh, we gonna be feeding our carrots. Oh, you want some carrots? We eat a carrot. You eat it. So that means now the black race is gonna get stronger and healthier. Billy Ray Cyrus has absolutely opened this up. We're gonna turn Nashville into Atlanta North. That's what we're about to do.
I'll give you this. In that photo that was just shown of Billy Ray Cyrus with Lil Nas X.
Thank you.
I will agree with you because Billy Ray Cyrus in the photo could pass as a 28-year-old man, which in fact means he doesn't crack, which means he black.
No, he ain't black at all.
Well,
Look
that's
at
what
Billy
you
Ray.
said he is.
Look at him, man.
Is that
Look
a
at
duster?
him.
I'm saying.
Is he
That
wearing
is a
duster?
duster. Yes.
And he's
Look
got
at
a
that.
sleeve. Man.
Billy Ray Cyrus has found a way to just absolutely. He has been the Trojan horse. We've been trying to figure out what can we do to get inside the white community to break them apart. And Billy Ray Cyrus literally is driving the horse into your community. This is just an amazing development. Us blacks could not be happier. We've been trying to finally break through, and now we have the chance to do that. You sent Miley Cyrus our way, and we said no. But it was Billy Ray. His name is Billy Ray. You can't get whiter than that, man.
You came in like a wrecking ball.
Boom.
You ever see that video of the guy shooting free throws? The North Carolina games a couple years back.
No, I did not.
And it was quiet as the North Carolina guy was shooting free throws, and then you hear a fan from the other team just go, I came in like a wrecking ball.
Pretty good.
Guy misses a free
I
throw.
would miss it
Beautiful.
too. Yeah, I would do it as well. So, Chris, I don't know how you're going to stop this, that one of your own has allowed the enemy at the gates.
Are you trying to divide us, Travis?
I'm not trying to divide you. I'm just saying
Divisive.
you guys let it there. The guy who can don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart. I just don't think you understand.
Dum, 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 dum.
And if you tell my heart, my achy breaky heart, it might grow up to leave this man. Ooh, is that the lyric?
I don't think
That is
Black
not the
Sheep
lyric?
says Billy Ray Cyrus
Not
looking
the
like
lyric.
the Undertaker won a Walmart shopping spree. Well, I'd give him pennies on
good,
that one. Triangle Assassin, he's now known as the notorious BRC. That's good.
I can't believe it's happening, man. I cannot wait till Beyonce is just being blasted up and down the streets of Nashville. I cannot wait till Lil Uzi Vert and Hova and Future and the rest of the hip hop clan show up to
There's
take
a new
on
kind of clan.
your clan, if you know what I mean. That's
Okay.
right. You guys ain't seen nothing. You thought Black Panther was all up in your grill? Wait till country music artists start wearing grills. You cannot, boy. Country Music Awards about to be tight. When Tiffany Haddish is the host of the Country Music Award, what you gonna do? Ain't nothing you gonna do, because we all up in there. Y'all done messed up. While y'all was too busy trying to divide us as a country, we figured out a way. We figured out that you guys love country music so much. If we can get in, infiltrate that, sour that up with our hippity and our hop, you ain't gonna know what to do. Where you gonna turn to? Once we take the white man's country music, where will y'all turn? Don't say jazz.
I was going to say jazz.
No, don't say jazz, because I can see it in y'all eyes. Y'all been eyeing jazz for a few decades now.
And then we get the old black man.
Oh, that's true. Damn, Dave Kaz is. Ooh, I gotta keep an eye on Dave Kaz. That's possible. That's how you guys can get us back. But right now, we're at the gates. What do you have for us, Chris?
Oh, this
What do
is
you have, Chris?
the quick work. So it's cute. You actually talked about a collaboration, and then you tried to divide with your story, even though there's a ton of positive to it. Is that correct?
Ton of blackness to it. That's what it is.
But nothing that I would be ashamed of that
Okay.
would need to worry about. Over the weekend, your boy R. Kelly, he's made some news, right?
I'm not familiar with this work.
Oh, well, I believe you have I Believe I Can Fly tattooed on your shoulder.
Okay.
Over the weekend, he did a gig. Did you know that?
Oh. Oh boy.
From Mr. Roberts' words, he played in Springfields, Illinois.
He added an S. I know there are multiple Springfields, but he didn't have to add the S for that one particular Springfield.
Yeah. So, and he even asked media to take it easy on him ahead of his paid event. Do you like that?
I mean, I don't know who this R. Kelly is.
Stammering a little bit. Made a club appearance. He sang "Bump and Grind" with the crowd
Okay.
for about 30 seconds.
Oh boy.
People, 50 of them showed up.
Oh dear.
Early numbers on the demographics of the crowd.
Oh dear.
I'll let you take a guess. It was
Are these
performed at
official
a place
numbers,
called-
or this is just
It's
something that was
photographic evidence.
photographic evidence?
And
Interesting.
the Dirty South Lounge is where he showed up. He was included in a flyer.
I'm sure it was Dirty South spelled Deerty. Otherwise, I don't know if it was
Not really
black.
Sure. He was also performing. It looks like VIP tickets were $150.
Okay, that's normally how much VIP tickets
yeah.
cost for anyone.
So, folks, you let R. Kelly, who is African American,
That's still questionable.
into the club to perform and talk to patrons.
Okay.
Some hugged him and took selfies,
Oh dear.
and he pulled out a stogie and interacted with the crowd.
Oh yeah.
Even going on to Instagram saying, again, media, take it easy on me. I've got this club appearance. This is how I'm making money now. He was embraced, celebrated even, and continued despite the problematic nature of his current stance. Travis, I need to say no more. I want to thank you for bringing up the positive story about William Ray Cyrus. R. Kelly and his fans and the club have taken you down 3 notches.
I don't think that's
Three
the
big
case
notches.
at all. I don't think my community has exiled Mr. R. Kelly, and he's been under exile for numerous years now. So the claim that he is African American only by his birth certificate, but as far as being accepted by the community, he has been admonished and dismissed from this community. So he's a wild card as our concern is that, like, he's out there. He may be black in name only.
The black patrons
but
at the black club for the black event sure didn't mind him
10%.
visiting Springfield.
Well, 10% of African Americans in this country voted for Donald Trump. Do you think we claim them? No, they've been exiled as well.
Illinois is a pretty Democrat.
But not Southern Illinois. And you just told me he was in the dirty South, so that leads me to believe that he was
Springfield's
probably
pretty far
surrounded by a lot of whites.
Nope.
If I understand the
Zero
demographics
whites.
correctly in Springfield, I would imagine it's a vastly white city. And yes, and as we all know, the southern part of Illinois is very MAGA. So it's a likelihood that people that looked like Chris were probably the club owners who
Zero
made
evidence.
money off of that. Now, the patrons may have been black, but I would almost be certain that the club owner in Springfield, Illinois, was indeed white.
But my concern is the patrons, Travis.
The patrons, now the patrons may have been extras paid. They may have thought there was a movie, and then they got tricked into. There have been people. We heard stories about Louis C.K. People showing up expecting a show. Do you think those people were there to support Louis C.K.? No, they were there to support comedy. They just happened to be there when he performed. Those folks probably were there to get a drink,
Your heart rate's
enjoy food and beverage. They didn't think R. Kelly was going to show up, and sure enough, they did.
But
Now,
it
are
was
you telling me
advertised he was going to
Yeah,
show up?
it was
and they
on a
paid
flyer.
$150 for
VIP? Now,
Right.
that doesn't mean everybody who
75
was
for regular
there
entrance.
was looking to listen to R. Kelly. I would imagine someone was like, hey, where's Kelly Clarkson? That happens all the time. I get flyers, and I'm thinking Kelly Clarkson's going to be there, R. Kelly instead. So that's a common
happened to
mistake.
you?
That's happened several times before. And these flyers, there's so much going on in these flyers that you don't know if
That's
that
true.
person's
They're
going to
a
be
little
there. Like,
busy.
there's a lot going on. Is R. Kelly
Certain-
going to be
cer-
there?
certain shows
Is
have very
Carson
busy
Kelly going to
flyers.
be there? Maybe Joe Kelly's going to be there. Maybe that's what the blacks were thinking. They were thinking, oh, Carson Kelly, former Cardinal, now plays for the Diamondbacks. He's going to be here this week, and we miss him. I can't believe the Cardinals traded him.
And the
They
blacks
show
were big
up.
fans of
They were
Carson
huge.
Kelly?
Everyone knows. That's why the fan base was upset when Carson Kelly was traded. They were like, man, we like Goldschmidt, but man, Carson Kelly, he about that life. And so I can understand the confusion. Those flyers can be very confusing. And again, it's Springfield, Illinois. I think black when I think Springfield, Illinois. So if we're being honest, this is another poor look on the white community that they would host someone like R. Kelly, who's been in exile from the African American community for years. So I don't know, Chris. This may have backfired on you.
I don't know if I buy that R. Kelly has been exiled for years from the African American.
Oh, he has. He has been. He's
Why did it take a documentary to bring all these things to light?
Well, that speaks to
And
the
then-
justice system. The justice system, of course, is ran by
Okay.
not us. I'll just put that out there.
okay.
We don't run the justice system. And I can assure you that
No,
the
that's
DA
fair.
that brought the charges against R. Kelly wasn't a person of color. So that's a question you would have to ask, I would imagine, a white man. Why would you let this pedophile go free? And again, if I'm
Where
that
were
white
these
man, that's
charges brought? Were these charges brought in Chicago?
they were.
So would it have been the same attorney, district attorney or prosecuting attorney that let Jesse Smollett off the hook?
No, that's a different attorney. Different district attorney.
You're positive?
I am very positive on that one.
All right.
I'm just saying, man, look, hey, if Chris wants to bring up someone that's been exiled from our community that represents us in no way, shape, or form, then he can
Well,
do
he
that.
does represent you
Huh? How does he now?
because you supported him at one
How
point.
that we supported whom?
R. Kelly.
I don't know. Is there evidence that supports that?
Yes, there is.
Oh, boy.
I think your story backfired on you,
Oh,
Travis.
boy. What?
I mean, Billy Ray Cyrus was trying to unite.
No.
Your defense was infiltration and
Yes,
division on
yes.
your people's part.
Yes, that's what Billy Ray Cyrus is doing right now.
But the motives are not good on the part of your people, is what you're portraying.
No, I don't know.
You were saying your people were trying to infiltrate and divide.
Infiltrate and
And
control.
then you're
That's a difference.
oh, okay. And you're saying that you're simply using another person
No, we're
to do that.
no, we're
And so you're, considering him a victim in a way, a pawn, and then you shamed him for being a pawn. You pawn shamed.
I'm saying that Billy Ray Cyrus orchestrated this. He basically
never said
allowed,
that.
I said he was driving the Trojan horse. He's the guy that's been like, you know what?
You were saying he was a Trojan horse.
I think he is, and I can't believe you guys would allow Billy Ray Cyrus
You're saying that he is doing this on purpose to get
at your community
why?
because he's seeing what you guys have done to him, and he said enough.
Okay.
I'm gonna pay back with a brother named Lil Nas X to ruin your genre. I think it's pretty clear that I won today's conversation on the Great American
No matter
Race.
what it is, I just like learning that the Billy Ray Cyrus, whatever, this artist that you'd never heard of until a week and a half ago, the whole thing like was a really big part of your weekend.
It's a huge part of my
I like
weekend.
that.
It was.
I do like that.
It was.
I'm taking 40 points off Chris's score.
Excuse me?
That's it.
What?
That's pretty good.
What?
Isn't it?
I'm just saying, Billy Ray. It's Billy Ray, man. Don't get much whiter than that. That's like Samuel L. Jackson letting in Florida Georgia Line into hip hop to the BET Awards.
And Travis, I'm taking 100 points off your score.
Damn it.
That was
There you go.
poor defense. I don't know if it was a defense more than. I mean, you basically said your people were attacking another group.
We weren't attacking. I said we are infiltrating a group. Why does infiltrate have to have a negative
look,
connotation?
I don't need you to try and use words against me. I've heard you talk before.
Yeah.
So
At length.
I enjoyed listening to you tell the truth, apparently. So now we're aware.
Damn it.
So thanks for that.
Damn it.
But yeah, I mean that's a negative light on your own people.
And lighting is very important.
It is. Especially when you get new ones.
It's a big part of the upgrade.
So 770 to 610 is where we stand
Boy,
right
this
now.
is just embarrassing for you.
Yeah,
Huh?
I'm at the point where
You got to bring out something big next week. You just find something and start yelling.
Hell
You
yeah.
didn't yell enough.
Damn it. I see. I toned it down. And
Because
it's
he
not-
knew he was taking the L right away. Because
Yeah, it
he
was
had too
tough.
much love in his heart for Billy Ray. And he's like, I can't properly defend
We're-
this.
I don't like how I don't
we
know.
might have to make an R. Kelly rule here in the next month.
I'm about to say, I feel like R. Kelly's been used like 4 times already in this game.
I was admonishing the crowd and the promoters.
If
and
that's
you-
the case,
and
then
your
I'll just
people
use
as a
Trump
whole.
every time. Come on.
There's good people
I'll
on both
get-
sides.
well,
I've heard.
There's somebody every day in the Trump administration that's doing something incredibly embarrassing to your race, and I don't bring them up. That's not fair, man. That is not fair at all. I could sit up here. I could have brought the Homeland Security Director. She put Hispanic children in cages. I haven't even used that yet.
Hey,
and you
hey.
get to use R. Kelly twice?
That's
Come
not fun.
on. She literally was a blonde white woman putting brown children into cages. That would have lost Chris all 850 points, but I didn't use that.
See, this is the passion we need from you during the actual segment. Not,
I'm just
not
saying,
not after you've been.
I've given you 30
taken to the
more
woodshed.
points, Travis.
What?
Oh, thank you. Oh, appreciate it. Thank you.
So
That's
you,
affirmative action.
No, hey, man, that's racist as hell.
So you only lost 70 points today.
By the way, shout out to my dad who dropped to do your research on me this weekend. I was like, oh, thanks for listening.
Well played.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Nice. That is good. Papa
All right.
Dimon, I see you, player.
So we stand at 770 to 640.
All
You
right.
still lost a lot of points.
I still
Travis.
did. I did. All right, I'm going to get back at it. I'm sure Trump will do something, normal in the next week.
Yeah.
We got fair or foul
Maybe
coming
we'll
up
make
in
a
just
Trump
a minute.
rule before you can use
Dang it.
We got a couple more. We got a few submissions. We could use a couple more. I'll tell you about comedy this week at Southtown Pub. Travis, our friend Angela Smith, is going to headline this.
What? Angela Smith is everywhere.
Plus Michael Price, Tommy Mosslander, and Charlie Winfrey. Charlie Winfrey headlined The Funny Bone recently.
Oprah, little brother.
Yes, and he is on the show. Those are 4 very funny comics. Again, the past 2 weeks, no seats left, shoulder to shoulder, a lot of standing room space taken up. Big thanks to everybody for all the support for Southtown Pub. Make sure you come out each Thursday for Free Comedy Thursday. You can get there at 7, get your seats early, get some food, enjoy some wings, enjoy yourself, maybe even shake Travis's hand. What do you think of that?
Oh, I like it.
Another great lineup this week. We're excited to bring it to you. Join us at Southtown Pub in South City. And if you ever have a party or you need to ramp things up for the summer, use Southtown Pub. We'll have karaoke after comedy, but they've always got a lot of good things happening at the Bar and Event Center. Travis, Gardner, anything we haven't hit that we want to cover before we jump into Fair or Foul? You guys did a great job at Wizard World. Thank you for all those. We had some great interaction. A lot of people digging I got a lot of feedback on the Lou Ferrigno chat. A lot of people enjoyed the Cato Kalin. Get this, Tony Hinchcliffe came in one-on-one. Ton of people loved that because they liked just hearing my voice.
Okay.
Travis, for the next 7 hours,
I'm excited.
avoiding me in the office.
This is going to be fun. This is going to be a fun week on several fronts, but mainly we're less than 6 days away. 6 days away. Game of Thrones returns.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that
to
for a
television.
second. What are
I'm
you
very
What are you
excited.
expecting?
I don't know if you've seen any of the photos from their premiere in New York this past weekend. It's crazy. It's almost like that. A lot is going on in that city. It'd be cool if you could check it out, right? But look, people are head over heels excited for this. It'll probably be one of the last shows, I honestly believe, of a generation where people actually gather around and watch it live. And we know the way that the media is going as far as how we watch television. We go to our Hulus or Amazons or Netflix. So watching things live is just going to become a very rare habit, especially together as a community, if you will. And so just seeing the excitement surrounding this and how it's really cool. I don't know. I know I kind of geek out for these things, but it does take me back to when I was a kid and we would wait for the next episode of Batman or whatever it may be. And so you kind of have that feeling again here
Rin
in your
Tin Tin
mid-30s.
Canine Cop on
Yes,
Family
that
Channel.
was exactly it. Or remember even when we were...
Followed by the Captain Kirk narrated, I almost said Reno 911, Rescue 911.
Well, I was going to say, like,
Remember that?
I think the last time I remember this many people excited for an episode, a premiere especially, it was when we were trying to figure out who shot Mr. Burns.
Which was just a ripoff of Who Shot Dallas.
Exactly.
Right.
So this is really neat. I'm excited for that, and of course, something that Gardner was talking to me about before the show. Beyonce's documentary will premiere on Netflix this weekend, so I'm excited for
just
that.
You
her
didn't mention that
career.
at all.
Yeah, you were talking to me like in the
No,
park,
I
like,
did not.
Travis, Beyonce trailer. Did you see it? She looks amazing.
didn't say
She's
anything.
gonna do the Coachella performance. We get to see the documentary and we get to see the babies.
I didn't say anything.
He said that. I was like, damn, Gardner, I didn't realize you love Beyonce.
Speaking
like
of
that.
Gmail
aware.
being 15 years old and 1994 was 25 years
Can
ago.
you believe it?
Yeah, we'll check a poll in a
Shut
second.
up. We believe it, man. What is that poll?
Well, let's talk about the poll in a second. But you just said Coachella. If you had to bet, when do you think Coachella started?
I would say Coachella's got to be at least 14
think about
years
it.
old.
Now
I think
think about
14 to 15 years old. I remember Coachella being the place
What
where
would you guess, Gardner?
I would say 14 years. Gardner, what do you have?
I said guess.
10.
I would have guessed like 7 to 8 years old because to me it's kind of synonymous with hashtag wanderlust, like hashtag Instagram stuff, like that kind of thing. And even like if you would tell me something was X amount years old, you'd be like, oh yeah, Lollapalooza was a thing, and then that turned into Lilith Fair and
How old is
Ozfest
it?
and all that stuff. 1999 was the very first Coachella.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that wild?
It didn't really start blowing up until 10 years ago.
I mean, I don't know. They started big. You want to see their first lineup?
I mean, as far as notoriety is concerned, like I remember
far as
people
me knowing
because
about
it was a very West Coast festival. It wasn't
Right.
people didn't travel from around. Like it was
Even
a
Bonnaroo, yeah.
yeah. It was a lot of people who were just. It was a West Coast centric festival, and so it never. I don't think. I feel like it didn't blow up until like 10 years ago.
Is it social media that?
I think of social media had a ton to do it. And then, like I said, once you got the corporations involved, once you got the big sponsors, then of course you had the Hollywood elite that got involved, and of course it flipped the festival on its head. Once you start seeing A-list celebrities showing up in the crowd, that's when I thought it started to take off. And then of course you get the A-list celebrities, you get the corporate dollars, you get the corporate sponsorship, then you get the VIP packages, and you have Coachella what it is today. I've never been to Coachella, and I think it's one of those things where I'm like,
Never will, right?
I will probably go if, again, I can live it up like the one percenters. I think that's the only way it works for me. Unless it's like a
Where you go and you're outside and you're in Jordans and a super vintage basketball jersey, but you're dressing to look like you're casual.
Yes.
But in reality, you're going to – do you Coachella, do you camp there, or am I thinking of Burning Man?
You can camp at Coachella.
So, yeah, you go to like a $250,000
Yes.
camper shell that you
Yes.
have. Yeah, and you're like, man, it's just – I love being one
Yep,
with nature.
that's
And then
exactly
you go
who
play
I would be.
PlayStation at the end
I
of
have
the day.
friends who have done that, and that's how they behave. They're like, hey, man, my company's paying for this, so I'm about to absolutely pretend I'm Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm like, I don't blame you, man. Do what you got to do. You're a white man with a beard. You could be Jake Gyllenhaal, especially at Coachella. Who would know? Who would know? I wouldn't know.
What's the poll result, sir?
The melee results from the question, can you believe it has been 25 years since 1994?
What was the answers?
What were the options? They're kind of
Yes or no?
okay, good.
71 to 29%. No was 71%. No, they can't believe
I
it.
can't believe it. Can't believe it.
Tomorrow, Chris inspired the poll. We'll put that one out. Can you believe it has been 15 years since Gmail launched?
I do actually remember that because someone like said something disparaging about my Hotmail account or MSN account or something, and I was like, you really think about that? Like now, there are still a few random people that have like Yahoo or whatever.
Oh, you get judged.
Yeah, and it's judged, and I'm like, I don't know. Seems like it's lasted a while. Like, is it cool to have a Gmail account? Like, I think that was the feeling at first, and it's kind of strange thinking like, I definitely remember it bothering me and immediately switching to a Gmail account.
Especially Hotmail. You get
Yeah.
especially judged for
Which
Hotmail.
now I'm upset I didn't save my Hotmail stuff because, like, imagine how in my MySpace, I deleted my MySpace account. Like, I'm deleting this. Why did I do that? Do you know how fun it would be to be able to check out my MySpace account?
I wonder if you could recover it in any way.
We'll look into that tomorrow on We Are Live.
Why are you looking incredulous there, Travis?
Do you remember your World Star Hip Hop account?
I didn't do any of those.
There was a forum that I was definitely a part of that I would love to see if it's still up and called STL Punk that was precluding. I'm telling you, that thing before Facebook, MySpace, whatever got going had thousands of kids on there. Thousands. Shout out to STL Punk.
Oh, boy. I think it's time to turn it over to the President of the United States.
At this defining moment, change has come to America.
People often ask me,
Did you guys
what's
have deviled
fair
eggs
or
this
foul?
weekend?
Is it a segment?
No.
Is it
Lobster.
a movement?
Hey.
Lobster,
Is it
strip
hope?
steaks,
I can't say
Salads.
for certain. Time will be a true test
ladies
of its
like
power.
and a mix,
but I
mix
can
of Waylon
say
Jennings,
fair or
with,
foul
Merle
is now
Haggard
and
on
forever
the music,
for the people.
deer
Gather
running around in the
radio
backyard,
with your loved ones
owls
and hold
hooting.
on to your butts.
Oh, it's great.
It's now time for fair
We give it back to you,
The people.
people.
or foul.
All right, boys and girls. Today's Fair or Foul presented by Travis Terrell.
Your laugh.
Hey, big shout out to the Static podcast. That's Stacy Static. She's going to be recording her podcast right here at the Midcoast Studios 5 days a week. She had on Kevin Johnson of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch on Friday. I believe there's going to be a write-up in the Post-Dispatch about Stacy today. If you don't know her, she's been on the FM radio waves for 20 years, and she's made the decision to jump into podcasting full-time. So we're excited to work with her. And we're also excited to work with Chris Sear and Impolite Company, all of our good friends here at Midcoast Studios. Check out midcoast.media to see what we've been up to. Guys, ready to rock?
Let's do it.
Fair or foul topic today was a good one. Gossip Girl is a better television show than the OC.
Big argument, a lot of beef.
WAL at WeAreLiveRadio.com is where everybody emailed winner. It's $10 to Buzz's Wine Grill. You ready?
Okay.
I couldn't care less about either of these two shows. I went to the zoo this weekend and the baby orangutan took a long leak in front of my two young children. I'm not mad. It was awesome. How big is an orangutan's bladder? TTYL, Jamie Moyers, Fancy Foyer.
Very delightful.
That is odd because you go and you want to see these animals acting a fool, but they're animals and they're going to do animal things. And you've got your 3.5-year-old there with some Dippin' Dots that you paid $17 for. You're sweating a little bit because you're probably more out of shape than you'd like to admit. And then two animals start kind of going at it or fighting or being violent or sexual. What do you do in that situation, Travis?
I wouldn't do anything, Chris. Or just let it happen because that's the way nature works.
May I be you?
Sure.
Sometime it be like that.
There it is.
Thank you.
Keeping it 100.
Foul. Chris, share this bad boy with your friends and let's get it growing. Nice. Me. Guys, you got to check it out. They talk sports, comedy, and have guests like the frickin' Hulk. Monday rolls around. Chris, get them in, folks. We really want to know if you think Gossip Girl's better than the OC. So you're saying we don't always deliver.
Sorry for expanding our audience.
We'll have Jake the
Who's us?
Snake on this week. The OC, oh, that was from the Black Sheep. The OC or Gossip Girl. Who cares? So let's go with another dad math teacher joke. Did you hear about the constipated mathematician? Answer the question, Travis, did you?
I have not.
Gardner, are you?
I have not.
He worked it out with a pencil. It was a number 2. Triangle Assassin. Boy, fair or foul, I love this segment. The correct answer is neither. One Tree Hill runs circles around both.
There you go. Maybe the answer we were looking for. There we go. That's nice.
Didn't see that one either.
That's nice trash
I would
talk.
have went with Everwood, featuring the great Treat Williams.
Old treat.
Gavin DeGraw for the theme song. Trav, you know Sophia Bush is a baddie.
She is. She ain't bad at all. She is a pretty cute. I think she's on one of those Chicago shows too. Was it?
SVU.
No, she's like on Chicago PD, I think.
And it had a scene where a dog actually ate a guy's heart transplant.
Oh dear.
Can't blame the dog.
No, that's a good point.
Sure, it was a show that centered around basketball and featured next to no black people. But that's beside the point.
It's true.
It was just trying to mimic the Farmington basketball scene. The
Basically.
JVL Jackal.
There we go.
Nice tie-in. Foul. Oh, hell no. I'm not going to sit by and let you disrespect One Tree Hill like that. No, sir. Pay some respect. DT's big guy.
We're keeping it 100. None of them were better than Dawson's Creek.
That'll do it. Gardner, who you got?
I got the Jackal, JVL Jackal.
I as well.
JVL Jackal's eating good in the neighborhood. $10 to Buzz's Hawaiian Grill. Congratulations to him on the win. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and sending those in. We really appreciate that. Lots of fun coming up this week and in the coming weeks. Events, comedy shows. Growth, baby. It's all about organic growth. I'd just like to see Travis shake his head. If you haven't yet, be sure to review us on iTunes. Let your friends know about this. A lot of growth in the last week, especially our new lights. Love the sound in my ear. Be sure to check out Matt Whitener's new project. We had Kiwan from the St. Lunatics in here for 2 different shows last week. We're doing things, Trav.
We're moving.
You're moving to New York.
It's happening.
Big thanks to everybody for all the support. Thanks to Chris Gardner, for Travis Terrell, for Big Bird, for Elmo, for Grover, and the adults. Chris Denman, Travis Terrell, we're back tomorrow live, 8 a.m. We'll see you then.
Peace!